You are dealing with a lot more than any person that I've known in some time.
First software that I saw was Autodesk Revit, and that kind of changed my direction from strictly engineering to more of technology.
Sometimes Zoom becomes very formal, very officey.
Trying to produce something that allows our industry to move forward with the technology.
Welcome to the BIM Student Podcast. In this podcast, we talk to leaders, followers, innovators, and adopters from our AEC industry. Like a student, I ask questions that we all wanted to ask on our digital transformation journey, but never actually did. I explore concept, products, ideas, and future possibilities in digital transformation space. Each week, I meet with an amazing guest from the industry. I look forward to learn something new, share new experiences, thoughts, and opinions, and how to make BIM journey better for everybody across the board.
In today's episode, I will be talking to Magdalena Ordinier. Magdalena is a co-founder and CEO at GetTech Innovative Solutions, a company that offers BIM consulting services, optimizing design, construction, and operation processes in buildings and infrastructure. She speaks passionately about digital twins and better collaboration in AEC, especially with the help of tools her company has created, Flair3D and Utopia. Let's dive right into the podcast and listen to Magdalena talk about collaboration tools, technologies, and digital twins. Welcome to my podcast, Magdalena. I'm so glad finally we are able to do this. We are able to get together and make time for this.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. That's a pleasure. Everyone is busy these days, but I'm glad that we could make it.
Yes, and you're particularly busy because you are dealing with a lot more than any person that I've known in some time. So let's get a little bit of introduction. What do you do? What's your background? What is your company all about? Let's have a little bit of introduction there.
Okay, so yeah, my name is Magdalena Ordinier, and I'm an engineer with more than 20 years of experience in architecture, engineering, construction fields. It's all about integration of new technology in our industry. It started, a long time ago, but the first software that I saw was Autodesk Revit, and that kind of changed my direction from strictly engineering to more of technology. I was amazed of what you can do with it. And then I worked in Europe, where this started, in Canada, Middle East, and now I'm back in Toronto. So our main office is in Toronto area. I'm a founder of GetTech. GetTech started a few years ago. I'm a CEO as well. It provides services, but also develop applications related to implementation of new technology. We're trying to do something very useful for architects, engineers, contractors, as well as operators, because the viewer that we developed, for example, can be used during the entire project lifecycle. And during the operation, obviously, we try to implement technologies that are emerging in our market right now. It's like IoT, sensors, live data, camera views, and so on and so forth. So we're trying to produce something that allows our industry to move forward with the technology implementation, kind of focusing on enhancing the productivity, enhancing communication, collaboration, obviously through that, creating potential savings on your project, time saving, cost savings, and so on and so forth. So we're working with clients internally, like in Canada and abroad. We try to be present on some industry events that are happening here and there. We are members of professional organizations as well. We have a small team, but altogether we have like more than 40 years of experience in the industry. And I guess with that, we knew what is not the best out there, what we were using. We were struggling and we're frustrated about that. So the idea of creating something new that will be easier, better, always was somewhere in my mind. And when we got to the point, I guess, and got the resources needed for it, we started creating those platforms. And we actually created two. So one is the Flair3D, is digital twin viewer, which is like a digital twin solution. And the other one is a little bit different. It's more about social interaction between professionals in our industry. It's called Utopia Smart City Hub. So that's like an overview in short, few sentences of what we do.
Okay, so like I know how important being a BIM consultant myself. I understand how important both of these platforms are. Like the concept of this is so important. Having a viewer that is totally dedicated to viewing digital twins, somewhere you can host your federated model, somewhere you can, you don't need to have coding knowledge to get onto a platform where you can share your models with your clients and with your consultants. And it's an amazing platform. I've myself tried it for some time. And even with Utopia, I think we did miss something that was very, very specific to our industry, to AEC. Like, yeah, all these platforms, LinkedIn's and Facebook's are great to know, but then there's also so much of noise that let's say, for example, I need to talk to somebody on LinkedIn and I go through their profile, but there are also other feeds that I will keep on seeing. So I can actually get into the rabbit hole of looking into other people's profiles and stuff. Whereas what I find with Utopia is that it is so focused on our industry that it kind of cuts all the noise. Could you just elaborate a little bit on both of these? Let's start with Flair3D. Where did the idea come from? And
Sure. Yes. So I would say that, the idea came from one of the projects that we saw at Autodesk University. It's a project Dasher. And it's a project where Autodesk Forge was utilized. And it was showing all the different sensors inside of the building that was somewhere in Switzerland, I think. So yeah, this is the Project Dasher research project from Autodesk. And you will see in a minute, there's quite a lot of sensors being loaded right now into this view. Once you click on those sensors, you can see all the graphs of the previous historical data collected. And it takes some time because that's a lot of data coming through. But once we have it on, you'll see how amazing it is, how you can actually create a real digital twin by connecting the three-dimensional information with the live data sensor view. So it takes a while, as I mentioned, but it will show up in a minute. There we go. So you can click on it, you can see what that is. You can actually check the performance, and it will tell you a lot of details, whatever you want to show in that model. So the location in which room that sensor is, if it's a thermostat or any other sensor that is important for your facility, it can be all seen in a one small screen of your computer without going there personally checking the readings of it, right? So that is something that inspired us a lot. And obviously, what you do first is you start with the Forge, you build your viewer, and based on that, you connect other technologies, integrate them all together. And obviously, all the viewer itself can be done in a certain way to make it easier for the user to navigate through. So what we did in Flair3D, which actually just recently got nominated to CanBIM Award, we not only enhanced the viewer itself by enabling multi-model visualization, where you can turn on and off those different models and levels if you wish, and you can go as deep as possible into what you want to show, what not. We not only enabled simulation view, which we can show the progress, play how everything is being built, But we also, at the end of the day, integrated this viewer with IoT sensors by collaborating with our partner, WakeUp. And WakeUp provides software which allows to visualize location of workers on site, and their technology now can be data can be transferred into our digital twin viewer. So basically what you can see here, those little dots are showing people that are located on site. This is a project in Dubai, a live site with people probably here, some, sitting in some offices. We don't have them shown in here right now because we don't have a model of it. But as soon as you have a georeference model and you have those workers on site, you will be able to see some that are active, some that are non-active, and it updates every 3 minutes. So basically, after clicking on some on some of those dots, you will be able to see the parameters that project management want to track, like what kind of trade is doing what. You can, with simulation like this, you can even compare where initially as planned that crew supposed to work versus where they actually today are located. That will have an impact on your possibility of faster decision making in terms of future planning, making sure that the schedule is updated right away. We actually have hopes of creating autonomous scheduling based on that. That will involve a lot of more effort, but we are hoping that that happen as soon as we connect all those data together. So that is something that we are the most proud of. Obviously, there is a lot more that we provided. There is our website, and we have a lot of different videos here showing what other features we have. But definitely that scheduling and IoT sensor connection is something that we're really proud of, and we want to go into that direction.
You know what? Nothing recently has excited me more than what I saw just now. And I would say that not just the possibility of innovation, but the possibility of how we improve things right now as they are, we can see with a platform like this. It's totally amazing.
Yeah. That simulation is something that I wanted to show you very quickly. It's like having Navisworks, but on the cloud. So you can share it with others. You can create different versions of it. I'm not sure if it's clear enough. Yeah, it is. And you can actually, engage people. If they have rights, they can adjust it as we speak. It's something that you can collaborate on cloud with your team without installing any software, without having recordings done of the visualizations if you want to show something specific to your clients, right? It makes it so much easier if it's just on the go, right? It's live, it's easy to access and show. So I guess that's something that we try to promote to make it more efficient, or the process of initializing or recording visualizations and simulations and scheduling as well. So thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
I don't like it. I love it. But let's also talk about Utopia. You said it is a different concept, but it also says smart cities hub. So I'm a little confused here.
Yes. So what we're trying to do with Utopia is connecting people who actually like this kind of technology related to, digital twins, BIM, but also beyond that, all about anything that can be applied to the built environment to enhance all the processes, inside the buildings, but also outside of the buildings. And what we have outside of the buildings, we have the city, the towns, and all possibilities of technology connecting this all together in one large environment. So Utopia is addressing that by connecting people who are involved in creation, building smart cities, connecting those buildings together, and so on and so forth. So because we know our industry was always in silos, that's a standard phrase everywhere, but we don't seem to do anything to enhance it other than, talking to people, presenting different examples on events, different events, and then everyone agrees. Obviously, 100%, you're right. We are all doing our own stuff, and it doesn't change. So I guess the idea was do something to help with this. We just did. Like, we're trying to create an environment where we can engage people in that platform. And if it is, BIM specialists, which are the closest community for us, but also blockchain, for example, we were talking how that can be applied for our industry, right? What about the manufacturing, VR, AR, all of those big items here that are on their own a separate science, you would say. But if we get together, we have one goal, creating something better in our environment where we live. So I guess the idea is to engage more representatives from all those other niche communities, to start finding partners, to maybe, trying to do some R&D projects together, for vendors to find new users, for employers to find new talent. And about talent, we actually have a very specific tool that kind of differentiates us from other platforms of this kind. We actually have integrated Autodesk Forge again, to upload models for people who want to showcase their skills. So if we talk about students who are just finishing their BIM program and they are looking for a new job, and now especially during pandemic, they don't have an opportunity to showcase it in person. Quite often they cannot bring their portfolio with them. This is the tool where they can upload their models and share it anywhere they want, including in their resume, on their social media accounts. And with just one click, the employers can take a look and see what are their skills, what they're specialized in. They can describe in their account what are their strong points, what software they working in. Those are all searchable, so you can be searched by those tags, and that helps them obviously to get attention and connect with their employers. We have job board, which we can utilize to post job offers, as well as respond to them directly. Then your account would be basically sending an email to the employer will get a notification, then they can come see what are the strengths of that particular future employee or applicant. So that's something that we hope will also help us grow this platform because of that unique feature. Yeah, other than that, we have our Utopia Cafe. That's something that we recently developed. You can jump on a call with a potential partner, with your future employee. It's all available on the platform. We have knowledge sharing tab here where we can post articles, tutorials, all of the different information about different technologies, and hopefully through that we are able to also contribute to that innovation implementation in our industry. The more specific information we share, the better for people to find it in this one space, instead of looking somewhere and spending a lot of time of finding that. We hope that each of those niche groups that I mentioned before will have their own space here, and we will be able to search directly here information that is the latest and the greatest, so that we can keep up with that emerging technology. implementation in our industry.
This is totally mind-blowing. And like I said, there is a plethora of opportunities with a platform like this. Last year, when we did a small event here, it was a fun event. It was,
Yeah.
I mean, what I did like about the platform was that, even if it was more like, you go into an actual event where you can talk to a big crowd at once, but also if you want to talk to somebody in person, you can have, and you don't have to go into a breakout room or something. It's like, it's not something that is like my mom would understand it. So it's so simple. So that's the ease of usability is something that we always, we're human beings. We always want to choose the path of least resistance. So something that's easy as this, oh my God, this is bringing back the memories of Christmas, the vacation, the Christmas holidays that we had that event. And so this is great. And you know what?
Thank you.
Can keep this on. And while just in this space, I am going to switch to our next section, which is the impossible questionnaire. And the whole purpose of this conversation, and that we need to admit that we don't know everything. We're all learning from each other. But also I get to, because I'm the host, I get to ask the questions that I also have no idea about the answers, but I'm pretty sure you have no idea about the answers. So this is, let's keep the platform on, and I'm going to switch to my next section, which is the impossible questionnaire. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. They are our industry related. They're just to add the fun. So let's get onto the next section.
Okay.
So my first question, I have a screen here, by the way, where I'm looking at for the questions. So the first question is, in a 2-envelope bidding system, which envelope is opened first? Either the technical or financial, the technical first, the financial first, or both of them are opened simultaneously?
The technical is going first.
Wow. Yes.
Yes.
This is great. I mean, nobody's ever gotten my first question correct.
Yay.
I'm a fan now. I'm a fan. Okay, let's get to the next question. This is going to be the difficult one.
Okay.
You challenged me just now. Okay. The softening point of bitumen has the same unit as that of viscosity, temperature, distance, or time.
How about temperature?
You are going to ace this. You're correct.
Okay, good.
Okay, I have to really raise the bar of my questions now. Because it has never happened. Somebody has answered out of 3 2 questions. At least, at least in this season, it hasn't happened.
Okay.
How much is the cover in a concrete slab? How much is the cover? 20 mm to 30 mm, 40 mm to 50 mm, 50 mm to 60 mm, 25 mm to 35 mm.
The cover of the slab. Can you repeat the answers again?
20 mm to 30 mm, 40 mm to 50 mm, 50 mm to 60 mm, and 25 mm to 35 mm.
Oh, this one is tough. Is it there 20 to 30?
Hey, sure.
Yeah? No, maybe more.
You know what? No, I'm just playing with you. You're correct. It's 2030. Oh my God, Magdalena, I want to do like a bow to you. You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Nobody
trying my best.
Nobody on my podcast has ever answered all the questions correctly.
Okay, good for me.
And I'm telling you, I've asked easier questions than this. These were really difficult ones. So amazing.
Thank you.
Now I'm a fan, a true fan.
Thank you.
So and my team needs to, when they edit this, they need to know that we need to raise the bar for our questions.
Okay.
Okay. So,
there's a lot of crazy questions that I'm sure I wouldn't be able to answer, but
Well, I
That's
have
great.
a library of about 100 questions.
Oh wow, that's a
Okay.
lot
Yes,
already.
some of
Yeah,
them are also repetition from previous episodes, previous seasons. So, which also encourages my guests to maybe listen to the previous episode. Maybe they have an answer. They can have
sure.
an answer for a question. But let's move to our last section, which is the rose, the bud, and the thorn. And
Mhm.
depending on like what we are talking about, we've talked about the platforms for collaboration, platforms for showcasing the talent, platform for uploading our federated models that can be a true become an example of a true digital twin along with the data and models and everything. Now I want to ask you, what is your rose button thorn when it comes to a technology that is facilitating implementation of digital twins? So, and when I say that, I would say, what is your rose, which is benefit for today? Bud is the benefit that we are looking at it tomorrow, and a thorn, which could be a challenge or a side effect.
Mhm.
So, what are your rose, bud, and thorn for adopting a technology that's facilitating digital twins?
For the benefits, it's definitely something that we're trying to enhance all the processes, right? Our processes in construction are outdated. This is one of the last discipline, let's call it, that was not following the rest fast enough to get digitized. So in terms of digitization, we are way below, and we need to catch up with that. We get some examples from manufacturing, and that's something that it's great, because the benefits that we can achieve is, basically trying to think of a construction as of a process that, and each phase of it as a, even comparing to manufacturing, a certain stage of production, right? So in that case, obviously we try to be more efficient. This technology helps definitely to deal with this, to access the information easier in one centralized location, right, instead of pieces of paper here and there. So that's during design, during construction as well. Making sure that the processes that are happening on site are planned correctly, and there is no so much waste in time and money and material, right? So I guess improving that collaboration, communication is the main benefit. During operation as well, monitoring of those processes that are happening inside the building, making sure that we are not overheating the building, for example, and through that smaller footprint on the energy footprint. I mean, we can save money, we can save time if we use the right tools. So those are definitely the largest benefits of the technology. And for Flair3D, obviously, that those are the goals that we want to achieve. If we talk about Utopia, the benefits are the connectivity as well, because it's a platform for socializing and sharing information. So again, connecting, exchange information, R&D project, possible opportunities for people in our industry. That's something that people would benefit from when they sign up, create their account, and try to use this platform to help them achieve those goals. In terms of like the next step, and the challenges, I think for digital twin, mostly engaging more people in and sharing that knowledge about the technology, what it can do. That's something that is the next step. Engaging those different communities to come together and create something new, provide opportunities, and those platforms provide such opportunities to collaborate. Without collaboration, and where the like-minded people come together, without that place, nothing would happen. That's why we run all those events. That's why try to promote the platform like Utopia to get more users on board, more members. I guess those kind of aspects are on our radar as well for the future. Try to spread the news about the technology, engage more users in various ways, and allow them to benefit from that technology that is out there right now. So yeah, I think those challenges that we have right now, they can be overcome when people are open-minded. They want to come, contribute, and at the same time benefit from that collaboration.
Okay. And what is your biggest challenge in getting this technology out there?
Yeah, I think we're trying, for example, for Flair3D. Obviously, there are clients who have ideas and would like to implement something new. Quite often, the budget is the issue. How can we make this work? How much would it cost? Like, for example, integration with IoT sensors, right? We need to put together kind of estimate how much time we would need to develop that integration. Quite often there is that budget issue, that financial issue that stops us from starting the project sooner or later. Rather, we have ideas of in implementing camera views in the model, our digital twin, trying, to enhance all those features that we have. However, again, that specific R&D financial aspect is quite often slowing us down. So obviously, we always looking for investors from our industry who are interested in these emerging technologies, who think they are the future and want to contribute to that, because that's something that will allow us to push boundaries farther and farther each time and respond to those requests. I hope that will happen in the coming year and beyond. As you know, all the startups have to first make sure they have that financial backup ready before they try new things. So that's where we are. We already created a lot of features and integrations to show what we are capable of. Got nominated to an award which made us proud, and the industry acknowledged our efforts, which we are appreciating a lot. It means this is something that people are looking for. Now we just need to continue. We need to continue. We need to go with the flow. We need to add more features, and that's what we're looking for. So hopefully that will happen.
That will happen soon. And we can keep on talking about the platform, about the benefits all day long.
Of course.
And I have my personal views that a space, especially for Utopia, because I've spent more time on that, a space to showcase your expertise, to hang out with people from your industry. Like, say, for example, a colleague of mine who's in Vancouver, I'm in Toronto. Sometimes Zoom becomes very formal, very officey. So a space that feels more cozy than that, but still you can hang out, you can chat. It's better than a phone call. It's better than Zoom or a platform that's very generic. So I think you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. We're also hoping to develop, like a marketplace on Utopia as well. That's for Utopia another step forward, where people would sell their services directly, advertise themselves, their hardware, their software.
I'm going to use that.
So definitely. That's something that is on our roadmap, and we're looking forward to do this.
Sure. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I'm so glad finally we were able to do this.
Yeah, I'm happy about
that. I'm looking forward to many more chats with you like this.
Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you. Have a good day.